YouTube, welcome back to another vlog video. In today's vlog, we're in an outdoor marine museum. Here they have a warship, a submarine, another boat. I'll be showing you guys everything later on, but this is the place right here, and as you guys can see right behind me is the place, the ship itself. I'll be giving you guys a closer look, so make sure you guys subscribe and turn on post notifications. So this is the entrance to the place. I just got through the entrance right here, and merhaba abi.
Museum and Principality. I am Yunus Duman. I am a boatswain private soldier. Today I'm going to be your tour guide. If you have any questions during our tour, you can ask anytime. We will try to help you by our knowledge and also our authority. Meanwhile, we are going to visit our ships. During our tour, please try not to stay behind and stick with the group, and do not leave your special belongings on the ship or elsewhere. So we are starting our tour from here. As you can see, these are what we call kaporta of the submarine. These are the doors, original doors of our submarine Hızırreis. Now these were actually in the ship. However, when we made our submarine a museum, to make the entrance and the exit easier, we put these parts outside the ship. These are the original parts of our submarine. We have the cartridge and the body part of our great cruiser Yavuz. Now Yavuz is a big cruiser ship and has an important part in our history. First of all, in 1914, this ship belonged to the Germans before the World War, and was running away from the British Navy and came seek refuge in Ottoman seas. Ottoman Empire accepted this ship. However, because its crew was German, this ship sailed into Black Sea, going north and attacking the Russian harbors, Sevastopol and other harbors in Crimea. After attacking the harbors, it attacked the mine ship of the Russians called Prut. This caused Ottoman Empire to join the war in German side. The second reason is that this ship carried our great leader Atatürk's body after his death to this city. Now we are moving to our next destination. Here you see the propellers of our ships. This one belongs to our attack boat, Pelican. As you can see, it has 3 wings. It is adapted to high maneuver ships. It is made in, how do you call? Kind of like copper. Yes. When we look at this way, we see the propeller which weighs 1.5 tons. It has 5 wings. It gives you a strong boost of speed. It is also made similar metal to copper. The ship Gayret. Now, our destroyer's ship, Gayret's propellers weigh each of them 8.5 tons, each one. These are also made in same material. As you can see, it has 4 wings to give the ship a great boost when it comes to speed. Called buoy rescue. Now this is an important tool in submarines. When the submarine takes damage and sinks, this buoy rescue, this object is released into water and it goes to the surface. When it goes to the surface, it makes us available to see where the submarine has sank, so we can actually help the crew and rescue them. Here we have of our Akdeniz frigate. Now anchors are important for ships because sea is not a stable place to stop. So the ships use these anchors to park in anywhere they see fit by using these anchors, these iron anchors. Here, now water bombs are used by ships against submarines. We are going to talk about it in detail on our ship. They are pressurized, so they can explode in any pressure, in any depth.
Quick question.
Of course.
This is
And here we have the rudder frame of our submarine Hızırreis. This rudder frame is used to maneuver the ship to left and right positions during the surface. Not underwater, but during the surface. On the surface, it helps the ship to maneuver to the right and left sides. Moving inside our submarine, please follow me.
submarine. So this is a cruiser, right?
This is a destroyer. This is not
Destroyer,
A cruiser.
oh.
Yes,
The
this is
cruiser
much more
is next
smaller
to-
and agile.
Destroyer.
Back.
Guess the submarine we are on board of was made in 1952 by United States. It joined our Navy in 1983 and served until 2004. After that, we made it a museum. These objects you see are called sonar domes. Now there are three pieces of this. One in the back of the ship, one in the middle, and one at the head of it. These sonar domes are used to detect enemies and allies underwater. Also, it makes it easier to detect the terrain inside the water. We are moving on with our tour.
Are we gonna go inside the submarine?
We will. We will.
Patience, part one.
Dear guests, this ship is 87.5 meters long and 2,500 tons of weight. Behind you, you see the sail of this ship. It's not actually a sail, but we call it this way because it looks like it. It has three pipes on top of it. These three pipes are important in our submarine. The left pipe is called the snorkel. Snorkel carries pure air inside the ship to the engines and to the crew. The middle, the pipe on the middle, is the periscope. These are the eyes of the submarine. It helps us see the enemies and our allies on water. And the right side, we have the antenna. Antenna is necessary for the comms in order to make communication with allied ships and submarines. Dear guests, we are about to go and enter our submarine. Now, inside is a little tight and out of a little air. So if you have any psychological effects or physical ones, you can wait us in the entrance of our ship. We are entering our submarine.
Stop talking.
These are where you launch the. This is where you launch the torpedo.
Diesel, huh?
This is not the diesel room.
No, I mean diesel power. This submarine, diesel power.
Wait, they used to sleep near the.
In the head torpedo room. In this head torpedo room, you can see behind you our torpedoes. These torpedoes were put inside these holes and launched to the enemy. As you can see, there are beds next to it. Now, in this room, our private soldiers used to rest. The crew was a number of population of 84. Because it was really populated, not everyone could sleep. So they had something called warm bed system. Everyone would sleep in turns. While some sleep, others used to work. This warm bed system was applied in the submarine as well. And these are the beds of the private soldiers who used to sleep here. And besides that, we have our lights. Now, lights are important because when you are in a submarine, you cannot see in underwater day and night. In order to separate those, lights were used. Red light used to symbolize nighttime, and the yellow light used to symbolize the daytime for the crew.
This one?
Those ones and these. Yes. Now we are moving to our next room. It's a little bit tight. Yes, right now we are in the head battery room. In the head battery room, below us there are 252 batteries below us. These batteries are separated in two, one in the back and one in the front. We are right now on the front. Here in this room, the officer soldiers used to rest, and also they had their own rooms to do meetings, to appoint meetings. We have also communications room in this battery room, battery part, and there's also a machine called gyro. Now gyro used to help us navigate, used to help the submarine crew to navigate their next destination. From here, we are moving to our next room. They don't work because we put the machines in. It's a museum.
Oh, periscope.
I hope not. Because if it does, we can just sink down below. Of course. It's a war machine.
आगे अंदर भी है वो जो ऊपर से देखते हैं हम तो बस मूव करने के लिए रखेंगे ये देखने की कोशिश करो है ना ये सब इक्विपमेंट जो उसके अंदर के बनाने वाली जो अंदर दिमागी साइंस.
All right, is everyone here?
Yes.
All right. Dear guests, right now we are in the control room of our submarine. This was one of the main rooms of our submarine. When it was going to dive or come to the surface, it was done here in this control room. We have also a periscope in order to see our enemies and allies on the surface. It was in this room. We can also see the wheels, the helms inside the submarine. It was used underwater and also on the water to rotate our ship. There are also measurement devices right next to it to measure the pressure and salt water levels. Now there are two types of diving for a submarine. One is static diving, the other one is dynamic diving. Dynamic diving uses the engines to move forward and dive using the engines and the boost. Static diving, however, takes the water inside the submarine and dives using its own weight from its own location. We can take pictures here. We are moving to our next room.
बस देखने चलना
Hey, yo, your phone came.
All right, is everyone here? All right, dear guests. Right now we are in the back battery room. The back battery part is also important. The other half of the batteries, the other 252 batteries, are located below us. And also the sergeants the sergeants of the crew used to stay here. They used to do meetings and used to also sleep here. We have also a kitchen right next to you. This small kitchen was used often without any breaks, using turns in order to supply the soldiers food. Now we are moving to our next part. Right?
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we are in the engine part of our submarine. The blue objects you see right and left are our engines, and there's also one below us. Those engines provided 1,500 horsepower to our submarine. Those engines used to use diesel fuel and also clean air in order to work. Now we have also evaporator systems, the systems we call evaporators, which used to take seawater and evaporate it, making it pure drinkable water for the crew. If the crew ran out of water, they used these evaporator systems to supply themselves more water. Now, another important thing about this engine room is that the engines used to work only on the surface, not underwater. Because for a submarine, security and silence, being invisible, is very important. When these machines' engines work, they make too much sounds and vibration, which makes it easy to detect by the enemy submarines and ships. This is why this submarine used to use its batteries, its battery parts, under the water to move. On the water, it reached the speed limit of 15 miles per hour. Under the water, it reached the speed limit of 10 miles per hour. This is what we are going to talk about in this part. Now, we are about to move to our maneuver room. However, it's too tight, so we are going to skip that and talk about it in our next room. Please follow me.
Please follow fast.
Oh my God.
Cram. Please. हम वापस में आ गए घूम के नाइस
नहीं इसरा नहीं इसरा नहीं
Torpedo stores कहाँ हैं? Where are they stored?
Let's continue our tour. Now, the room we skipped was the maneuver room. Now, maneuver room is the heart of our submarine. Every electrical device is connected to that room. If that room takes damage, then our submarine is done. It will just sink down in the water. We can easily say it's the heart of our ship. This room is the back torpedo room. In this room there used to be more beds actually, but because we made it a museum, we put the beds to the sides. In this room, the sergeants of our crew used to rest and work. We can see the torpedo rails here. During the wartime or operations, the torpedoes would be put to those rails, to these rooms, little holes, close the gate and fired against the enemy. We have also a national system, nationally invented system, VATOS Mode 2. Now VATOS Mode 2 is important for submarine because its normal systems were actually not very useful in combat. It was not enough for the enemy, against the enemy. So this system provided a better lock into our enemy.
Accuracy? Precision?
Yeah, for precision, of course. For precision, a better lock to the enemy in order to fire more accurately to enemy targets. We have two tubes here. Now these two tubes are important if the submarine takes damage and sinks. These tubes provide 2 hours long oxygen support. However, after 2 hours, our crew has to improvise. Besides that, we mentioned 84 members of our crew
Yes.
used to work here. Those crew were selected by the tests of both physical and psychological endurance. Because once this ship sank, it could have stayed for 3 months underwater under these conditions. Besides this, this submarine has served in 19 national, 5 NATO, and 3 international peace operations and exercises successfully, served our country well, and became a museum in 2004.
So final home is Turkey.
Yes, here. So we are going to continue our tour on our ship. Please follow me.
Retired in 1987.
लाइए लाइए मैं आपकी picture